Today on Health and Wellness, Aging Edition, Demita Smith talks with Doug Widdifield from Zenus Health about Optimum D-Tox. Now here's Demita and her guest Doug.
Hi Doug.
Hi Dee,
Thanks for coming on the show. I want you to
welcome.
talk to me about Optimum D-Tox. Tell me a little bit about your product, how you started.
Sure. Well, Optimum D-Tox is a complete whole functional food that's an extract from a desert plant that grows here in the Mojave Desert. It's a member of the yucca family, and now it doesn't necessarily mean a lot because there's about 50 different types of yucca, but there's only a handful that have any value from a therapeutic perspective, and 3 of them are native here to the southwest. There's the baccata, the brevifolia, and the shadagra. Well, over a period of time, we started working with the shadagra for agricultural purposes, and in the late 80s, our attention got turned to health because of some challenges in my own personal family. And we found that the shadagra yucca, or the Mojave yucca, has some constituents that make it very unique in being able to support the body in its quest for healing. And the constituents that it has that make it unique are a combination of things like phytosterols. Phytosterols are natural occurring plant steroids endowed or given to the plant by nature to help it overcome the stress of its environment. Well, the Mojave yucca, by its very name, would tell you that its environment is Mojave Desert, which is probably the single most stressful environment on the planet. Has the highest recorded temperature. You go to Death Valley, or which is the Mojave Desert. In the summer, you can see temperatures nearing 140 degrees. In the wintertime, I've been out there and I've seen, 18 inches of snow on the ground. So freezing in the winter, so tremendous array of different temperatures that the plant has to go under. The other things are drought conditions, flash floods. Plant might not see water for several years, and yet this particular plant, because of these phytosterols, is able not to just survive but actually thrive and flourish in these type of environments. Matter of fact, early botanists working with this particular botanic discovered that most of the foliage that grows in the Mojave Desert can only exist there because of these phytosterols from the Mojave yucca that shares it with the other foliage of the other plants in the desert. So it's also into sharing. What makes this important is, of course, a lot of the stress conditions that the body goes through when it becomes ill are the same conditions that plants go through.
So this Optimum D-Tox can get into the body and allow the stress of the body to excrete itself?
Correct. Well, along with the phytosterols, let me explain how they work and how it works. See, initially, when we were making products for agriculture, is how we got working with this plant. Initially, we were making soil conditioners, and we worked with the Agriculture Canada, federal government in Canada, where we discovered using extracts from this particular botanic, we could increase the yield of cereal crops by over 30% at an application rate of 4 ounces to the acre. The phytosterols act as catalysts or nutrients to friendly or aerobic bacteria cultures. Now, in the gut, we have what we call intestinal flora. Okay, and what that does is it's able to help through the whole digestion process and that and break down. So it's and disease is usually begins in the gut. That's where most disease starts in the colon or in the bowel. And because we get what we call an anaerobic environment, which will invite pathogens and viruses and things of that nature into the body, whereas aerobic bacteria have the ability to fight off, or it doesn't create the environment that attracts them. So what this does is it's able to promote the activity of the friendly flora or the aerobic bacteria, causing them to come forth in greater numbers where they produce up to 60,000 times more digestive enzymes. So it's able to break down any of the compacted waste that accumulates in the gut, usually caused from the foods that we're eating, the processed foods and that. So it's able to break it down, so it can help the body by breaking it down, puts it into where the body can more readily eliminate it through defecation. Now, it has another substance in there that works as well for cleansing, and it's called saponins. You notice in the little bottle that you're drinking there, if you shake it up, the one that you're drinking, that's the drops that you put. But you see how it's foaming. It's what they call, that's caused from a natural occurring soap called saponins. Okay. So the saponins help cleansing the intestinal tract of the body, again, and cleaning the gut wall, so it's able to put the body in a better posture so it can more effectively evacuate. Well, so it can more readily absorb the nutrients it needs, and anything of a toxic nature the saponins bind with. things like intestinal cholesterol, bile salts, bile acids, which are the precursors to things like colon cancer, pancreatic cancer, is able to bind, creates a molecule too large to pass through the gut wall, so the body's forced to excrete it. So, and the intestinal cholesterol, of course, so it acts much like a statin drug. It eliminates the absorption of the intestinal cholesterol, so it'll help bring down the LDL in the system as well.
So would this product be beneficial for, say, people who are very, very ill, maybe on hospice services? Could someone initiate something like that through their doctor, or how would they go and get your product so that they could be able to take it and try it?
Well, they can take it. Well, the best thing is, because is to go online. They go to our website online, and there's a shopping cart there. They can go and buy it, and it's very, very inexpensive, and it's very portable and very affordable. This is one of two products that we were fortunate. I've worked with this particular botanic for the best part of 30 years. In 1991, we were approached by the Federal Ministry of Health in China, as I shared with you earlier, and they wanted to do studies on it. They spent $7 million in 5 years studying from 1991 through 1996. They did things like toxicity studies. They wanted to make sure that it wasn't harmful at any level. And what we're talking about is a complete functional food. Then they wanted to do sarcoma studies because they were interested in some very specific degenerative conditions. And finally, they did case studies. In 1991, after they spent $7 million, they awarded us import permits and drug identification numbers for 2 different products, this one being one of them. To this day, those are the only 2 products in the history of the world that are Western-based herbal therapies that have drug identification numbers and import permits issued by the Federal Ministry of Health in China. And what gives that so much significance is the fact that for over 5,000 years, China's been regarded as the foremost authority in herbal medicine. So this was the first time that they actually embraced, accepted, tested on their nickel a Western-based product that ended up showing more benefits than anything that they'd ever used to that point in time. Now, the one thing that I want to make clear, it's not a magic bullet. This doesn't heal or cure anything. Doctors can't heal, drugs can't heal, and products can't heal. The only thing capable of healing is the body's own innate wisdom. It's called our immune system. All we can do is support the immune system by giving the body the tools it needs to help bring balance back to the system, so the body can go ahead and do what our Creator intended.
Which is what your Optimum D-Tox does. It allows the body, it's like a potent drop that allows the body to get in there and do everything it's supposed to.
Absolutely. It's what we refer to as an adaptogen. In other words, it brings balance, whether it's in soil, whether it's in supplements that we made for livestock, or whether it's in the human body. Anything where you got life, because it's got all the live enzymes in it. There's nothing been compromised in the integrity during the process of the extraction process. Everything is kept complete and whole. And it was Hippocrates that said, let food be your medicine and medicine be your food. So not only does it have the phytosterols and the saponins, but it also has a group of compounds called still bean compounds. We hear about red wine being good for us because of a substance called resveratrol. Resveratrol is a still bean compound. Well, one of the leading sources for resveratrol is the bark of the yucca. So we have a proprietary extraction process. When we extract, we use every part of the plant. We use the bark, the stem, the root, the stalk, the leaves, every part of it. So we've got all the amino acids, essential fatty acids, proteins, all the vitamins, the enzymes, coenzymes, trace minerals, all of them that work in harmony with nature, so that it's in harmony with the cell's needs. So the body recognizes it as food and uses it. Problem with drugs, for example, the difference is that drugs are always isolates or they're chemical compounds. And every pharmaceutical drug, every one, is toxic to the body. Over 100,000 people a year in the U.S. die from medication. More than every war ever been fought.
But this is all natural.
This is a food. It's a complete whole food. It has everything, so it's in total harmony with the cell's needs. See, the cells can't use drugs. You can get drugs into the bloodstream and you can force it to do certain things, but at the end of the day, the cells guard their cells voraciously. So they won't allow things into the cell at a cellular level that are not in harmony with its needs. So what we've done by using a lot of isolates and drugs is that we actually add additional stress to the body, because now the body has to figure out a way of eliminating it, because they recognize it's not food, so they have to find a way of eliminating it.
Well, can I ask this question? When you're taking this product, since you say it is a whole food and it's all natural, does a person have to take, or would a person have to take vitamin supplements on top of this? Or this is enough to do everything that needs to do within the body?
You bring up a good point. You see, I never advocate, I don't advocate vitamins at all, okay, by themselves. And I'll tell you why. Because every vitamin you buy in a vitamin form is a drug. Okay, because you don't find vitamins. Vitamins are catalysts for enzymes. They speed up the activity of enzymes. Enzymes are the workers that everything that we do, our walking, our talking, our movement, is a result of enzymes. That's the electrical, that's the life force in our body. And what speeds it up are vitamins. Vitamins are catalysts or accelerators for enzymes. Enzymes or vitamins are never found in nature by themselves. They're only found with their teammates, the counterparts. In other words, they're found with the accompanying enzymes, the trace minerals, everything that make them work. Anytime you take and isolate them, you no longer have the complete. In other words, it's considered foreign by the body, and the body is simply looking for a way of eliminating it.
And what is the base price of this product? We know that we can go online to get it. What would a person like myself, how much would I have to pay for this product?
Okay, well, for a retail customer, somebody that just wants to buy a bottle every month, it's $35 and that includes the shipping and handling. They can go right onto our website, order it, without any commitments of any kind. They just order as they want it.
What exactly is your website?
ZenusGlobalHealth.com. That's spelled ZENUS globalhealth.com.